Yo, what's poppin', baby? It's your scholar, Rob Party. Big up to Dank TV.
Yo, it's your girl, Honey Chris, and you're watching Dank TV. We out this bitch.
It's your boy Cool Dre from around the way, here to steal your bait, and I'm here rolling with Dank TV. Let's get it, man.
My name is Young Chet, and you watching Dank TV.
Hey man, you already know what it is. It's your boy Cheeseburger from Cheeseburger Productions. It's the Dank Daddy from the Dank TV. It's a smooth skinned African. It's still masculine daddy, you feel me? But your mama gonna call me when she get off of work, you heard? And I'm here with my girl Jasmine, but I'm gonna let you introduce yourself just in case I don't do it correctly.
Sure, my name is Jasmine Rhea.
Okay. So Jasmine Rhea, can you tell us a little bit of what you got going on? Talk to the people real quick.
Definitely. Basically, I have an organization called Artists of Morality. We help prevent suicide and self-harm amongst the youth using the power of music. And so we do workshops throughout the community that teaches kids how to own the power of their words by using positive affirmations. Things like, I am worthy of my love. I have a purpose to fulfill. Let's see what's next. There was a reason for my birth. And so it's pretty much empowering the youth. Letting them know that, hey, you have a purpose on this earth. I know things get hard. We all go through trials and tribulations, but you can survive, and you can do more than survive. You can thrive.
Okay. So can you talk to the people a little bit about what is an affirmation?
Okay, so an affirmation is a statement that you say in confidence, right? So there can be a negative affirmation, there could be a positive affirmation. An example of a negative affirmation is, I am dumb. So a lot of times, growing up in the school system, if you're not making great grades, you can convince yourself that you are stupid. So by you telling yourself, I'm dumb, I can't do this, that is hitting your brain waves, and then it's becoming a true fact to what you know. A positive affirmation is you're going to flip that negative affirmation, like, I am brilliant. So by you telling yourself, I am brilliant, you're going to feel it, you're going to start to actually believe it, and you're going to show that you are brilliant. You're going to put your mind to the matter and, pretty much prevail. And so the workshop that we do using affirmation is we first teach the kids that, hey, a lot of the reason why you're feeling sad inside and down is because of things that have happened to you, but also because of the way you think about yourself. So if you teach yourself how to think differently, then you can be a more of a positive person. You can be a happy person. You can take back your power, keep your spirit. And so I have them list on a sheet of paper all the negative statements that are going through their head, every single negative thing that possibly can go through your head. I have them list on that sheet of paper. From that sheet of paper, we transfer that negativity into positive affirmations. And these positive affirmations can now be lyrics to a song. So we pretty much just teach kids, hey, get that stuff out of yourself. You got to express yourself. You got to get it out of you, write it down, and with a funky beat in the background, it just makes it fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you go through depression?
Oh, I've been through it a couple times. I would say that I'm fortunate because I don't get stuck. Usually if I'm depressed, it's because of something that has happened that is depressing, that's very sad. But over the years, I've just been learning to keep faith. You know what I mean? I just so happen to be a very energetic person, and so because I'm energetic and I don't, like kind of staying in bed or anything like that, I don't resort to that, I'm able to express my depression maybe in other ways that don't make me feel depressed. So to be honest with you, I don't know, I'm happy most of the time, but at the same time, I do hide a lot of my feelings behind work, and work for me is music. I hide my feelings behind my passion projects, and so, recently, for example, my father passed away like 2 months ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right, I appreciate it. But basically, he wasn't really a part of my life too much. And so when I got the news that he passed away, it was kind of like a shock, but I was able to, in my head, get over it quickly because I just resulted in, going harder for Artists of Morality, putting more mission behind, or meaning behind the mission. And so, it's very important for us to take time out to compress our feelings, but I can honestly say that I feel as though I'm not depressed too often. But who's to say that won't happen, because I need to do a lot of laying things out on the table and dealing with them instead of pushing them in the corner so that I don't have to really deal with them. You know what I mean?
So it builds up and whatnot.
Yeah, so it's like, who knows? Right now I'm straight, but if I'm not careful, if I don't start going to a counselor on a regular basis, I could end up in a slump. I can end up burned out. I've been there before. You know what I mean? Yeah, so hopefully not, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you know you're going through depression?
I mean, the first time I went through a depression, it showed up on my appearance. And the last few times I've been through depression, it's definitely been through appearance. So like I'll start, not taking care of myself as much as I normally would, whether that be, showering as many times during the day, getting out of bed, doing things like working out, eating healthy. Like usually if I'm depressed, the moments I remember is a lot of drinking. You know what I mean? There's a lot of not dealing with reality. There's eating, a whole pizza to myself, a whole carton of ice cream. Like there's like just negative ways that I take care of myself that lets me know, okay, something's off balance and I'm not dealing with what I probably really need to be dealing with. So my most healthiest self I know is when I'm getting my energy out, when I'm in the gym or when I'm skateboarding, you know what I mean? And when I'm having a healthy balance of things, you know what I mean?
So would you say you love yourself?
Definitely. Yeah. That's the reason why I'm here today is because I love myself, honestly, Yeah.
So for the people out there that don't love themselves, can you teach them a little bit about how to love yourself?
Yeah, it's a process, you know what I mean? I can't sit here and say that, hey, you can fix it tomorrow, but you actually can start the process today. And it's all about using the positive affirmations. So you literally, you want to get down, you want to get, paper. Like I said before, you can do this exercise that I teach the kids. You get a piece of paper, you list all the negative things that you don't like about yourself or that you keep telling yourself. You flip it into positive affirmations and you rehearse them 3 times a day. So when you wake up, you have these flashcards with these positive affirmations on them. You flip through them. You say it out loud. You got to say it like you mean it. I am brilliant. I am beautiful. I am powerful. I can do anything I put my mind to. I am worthy of my love. I have a purpose to fulfill. You start saying that with power behind it, and your brain is going to start to remember it. So I say it in the morning when you first wake up to set you off, right? Yeah. I say it at lunchtime. Maybe something happened at work or at school where you got a little off balance, so you got to remind yourself of how amazing you are, how powerful you are, how lovely you are, and then before you go to bed, so that when you're dreaming, the last things that are going through your head are what you told yourself. Exactly. So if you do that, every single day, you make it a deal that'll help. And then also, if you feel like you want some help, I have a song called Know Your Worth, and those positive affirmations in the hook are going to help you love yourself more and more each and every day. Yeah.
So now that you mentioned you have some music, where can the people find some music at?
So Know Your Worth is available on Spotify. It's available on iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Pandora, a bunch of other streaming platforms. But if you go ahead and search Jasmine Rhia, which is JasminRhia, and Know Your Worth, then you'll find it pop up in your browser. And yeah, get that self-love in your life.
And it ain't free. Y'all gotta come out y'all pockets.
Wait, but it kind of is though. Spotify is free. You know what I mean? Because it's like, look, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we should get paid for our art, but I made this record specifically just to help someone in a time of need. So it's more so me giving this. You can purchase it if you want it, but it is available on YouTube. You can rip it off of YouTube. People know how to rip. Yeah. It's available and for streaming. And yeah, if you want to purchase it because you want to donate to the cause, because we are working on a project in which we are raising funds to complete an album and animated video series in which we're teaching the youth everything that we kind of spoke about, but like on a more digestible level. So song 1, song 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are going to teach you in depth how to love yourself. So if you want to donate to the cause, please, we have it on GoFundMe. If you search, like I said, Google my name and Know Your Worth, it'll all pop up. Much love.
Okay. So where do you see yourself 10 years from now with what you got going on right now?
Honestly, I would love for this curriculum of mental health to be in schools. I would love for, honestly, around the nation. We're going to start with Florida first. We'll move up to Georgia. I'm originally from Atlanta, so I want to hit the places that were dear to me, you know what I mean? And once we explore everything over there, we just want it all over. So we see Artists of Morality being a musical group that is here to stay, that teaches kids how to empower themselves using the tool of music. So that could be in various formats. We're starting with self-love first. We're going to hit other scopes of mental health awareness. Who knows where to go, but it's definitely something in my mind here to stay. I have a niece who's 6, so this is the reason why I do it. I want her to be able to grow up with a toolbox to handle all of life's trials and tribulations in a fun way.
Okay. So, what's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn.
Yeah. So, tell us one good thing about Capricorns and something people should beware of Capricorns.
Okay, so starting with the positive, one good thing, we are responsible. So if we give you our word, you can pretty much count on it unless something crazy happens. Besides that, something you should know about Capricorns is by nature we are condescending. So a lot of times when I say things, I just say it the way my head says it, but it can come off as rude. It's very raw, and a lot of times it can sound like I have an attitude, but I generally don't have an attitude, but I just say it so blunt that it could hurt your feelings. So for those who are, dealing with Capricorns, we don't mean it, man. And that's not an excuse, but for real, I gotta really check myself on a lot of the times when I say things and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it that way. You know what I mean? I need to put a little more cushion around it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is one bad thing? I wouldn't say a bad thing, but one thing people should look out for Capricorns, like something they should be aware of.
So Capricorns are condescending by nature. So I would say you definitely want to understand that you might get your feelings hurt, but not on purpose. It's just that, for me, speaking from my, point of view, a lot of times things go through my head and I don't really have a filter. So if I want to say something that is on my mind, I'm going to say it, and I might not think about how it will resonate with you. So I might hurt your feelings. So I would say give Capricorns a break on sounding too harsh and sounding rude, because it's really just because they're being so honest that it comes off that way. But at the same time, check them, because, my fiance checks me, my mom checks me, everybody checks me when I come off too much abrasive, because, it's not, although we don't mean it to be rude, it still makes you feel a certain type of way. So I would hate to make somebody feel a certain type of way because of my personality.
Yeah, I personally feel like I'm a Taurus. I feel
look, okay, bro, we a match though. Yeah.
I feel like you shouldn't have to change yourself for other people.
That's what my grandma said. My grandma's a Capricorn, so that's how I really learned about myself real easy. Yeah. But she used to say, I ain't gonna change. I am who I am. But look,
Capricorn is like a ram. It's like
exactly.
It's like a ram.
But I like people. And I don't want to hurt people's feelings to the point where they don't want to be around me. You know what I mean? So I had to learn how to really work on
controlling.
Yeah, it's like I do want to change myself in some areas. Like if I can make someone feel more comfortable around me, then I'm open to change it. So, everybody could be a little more nicer. And it just so happens that that's one of the things that I've been trying to work on, is how to come across more sensitive. Because I'm sensitive. So what's weird about it is that I can say something and it can hurt somebody's feelings. And if somebody says the same thing to me, I'm going to get in my feelings. Right? So it's like, that's hypocritical.
Okay. So saying that you're from Atlanta, what's the difference from Atlanta to Florida?
The difference, okay. Well, obviously there's no beach, but y'all don't really probably, you don't mean that, okay? You know the difference between Georgia and Florida.
Right. Do they have Disney in Atlanta?
No, they don't have Disney in Atlanta. But one thing I love about the A that I will never forget is like music. I feel like is like a huge thing over there in Atlanta. It just so happens to be a place where there's a lot of history that goes down there. So I felt like, growing up there, naturally I had a lot of inspiration that makes me the musician I am today. And so I would say definitely the culture of Atlanta is something that I love. The one thing I love about Orlando, Florida, is the diversity. A lot of times in Atlanta, there's a lot of different cultures, but they're not meshing with each other. You know what I mean? It's very segregated sometimes. Whereas in Orlando, everybody hangs. You see everybody out here, we all hang with each other. It doesn't matter the color of your skin or what. It's just like a vibe. And so I would say, those are the big two things that stand out, the most between Atlanta and Orlando. I got love for both. I will always have love for both. I'm not with Atlanta traffic though. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know if I'll ever move back there. I'm not with the traffic.
What was life like growing up in Atlanta?
I mean, pretty chill. I don't know if it, would have made a difference, but if I had been down here sooner or not. I moved to Orlando when I was 12, so the earliest memories I have is like just pretty much, getting involved in music, because a lot of people are involved in something there. At least the neighborhood I was, trickling in, they had something they were involved with. So having a good environment where people were doing things and actively using their talents and their gifts and honing their craft, I feel like I pretty much got a head start on how to tap into, what is my natural gift, what I like doing, or how do I like expressing myself. And so When I moved here, I really got into skateboarding, you know what I mean? I really got into swimming a lot, you know. I would say the outdoors is what Orlando really influenced me on the most. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So, who was your favorite artist growing up in Atlanta or Orlando?
In Atlanta growing up, oh, what do we listen to? I mean, when I first, like I would say, obviously Outkast, duh. Yeah, Outkast, hands down, but period. I feel like that set the blueprint, and my mom used to just tell me stories of how, like, at that time in hip hop in the early 90s, it was like New York, it was the West Coast. It was Texas a little bit, but nobody was really coming out of Atlanta. And as soon as Outkast hit, it was like Atlanta was just like, yes, you know what I mean? Heavy representation. And so that definitely raised me. Outkast for sure. Yeah. And you said in Orlando too?
Yeah. Do you like anybody out here in Orlando?
I mean, to be honest with you, I just got hip to the scene in Orlando not even less than a year ago. So I've been going to open mics, I've been going to Loud Gallery, I've been going to Dandelion Cafe, I've been going to Austin's Coffee House, you know what I mean? And the talent I see is awesome. And so although I might not have time to listen to an artist over and over again, I definitely love what I hear coming out of Orlando. It's something strong, man. Right. And that's why I'm really happy too to stay here and to hone the craft of music, because I used to have this image in my head, I gotta either be in LA, I gotta be in New York, I gotta be in Miami, I gotta be in Atlanta. You know, so I went to those different cities to try my career. Miami, you know, LA, and I realized that, I don't have to go anywhere. Orlando has a poppin' scene. You know, there's poppin' musicians, there's people who want to get it, there's people who have moved from other places, and it's really powerful to be part of that. You know, do you feel that? Yeah.
I feel like Orlando, I don't know, I was born here, so I kind of got a different, yes ma'am.
Okay, represent.
Out here, people don't really know how to do that much good of business. I feel like a lot of people out here, I don't know, it's crazy. They're like really unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like, it's good for the diversity, but at the end of the day, it really comes down, can you do business?
Okay.
You know, and I don't really think people out here really don't know really how to do business, and that really holds them back from their potential or where they can be. So, other than that, I feel like, Orlando has a good diversity. The music scene, I'm from West Orlando.
Okay.
So it's like a really...
Like what part of it? Like what high school did you go to?
I went to Edgewater.
Okay, that's what's up. My brother went there one year.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. So, growing up in Orlando, I mean, I just got like the hood side of it. I didn't get the whole diversity. But what part of town you live on in Orlando?
So I went to high school, Dr. Phillips. So I was in like
West Side.
South. Yeah, exactly. West Side represent. Southwest. So like, you know, Dr. Phillips pretty much is the biggest memory. So
I thought the flyer tried to attack you.
Stop. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna hold it a bit. Look,
Okay,
I got
cool.
it.
Problem solved.
Hey, so I grew up going to Dr. Phillips High School, so that's Southwest. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people didn't hang out with each other. It was pretty segregated, but I was in the performing arts, so you got all the weirdos in one place. So I had my own little bubble of diversity, I guess you would say. And I can kind of understand where you're coming from, the business side of Orlando. I just feel like it's going to take some years. Those other cities have been on that business, like Atlanta, you know what I mean? They've been... Oh, they're looking out. So basically I feel like other cities like Atlanta, New York, all those cities that you know where people go to chase their dreams, they have history, like years and years and years and years of history of conducting business. There's a lot of blueprints, there's all of that. There's mentorships. It's an industry. The industry is there. Yes. Whereas Orlando, what industry is here? You got Disney. You know, the music industry started off here in a way with the boy bands and everything back in the day, but I feel like that all moved to the West Coast. And so I feel like it's up to us to kind of like set a new level of like how business is conducted, you know what I mean? Within the community especially.
Okay, so we're finna wrap this interview up. I'm with Jasmine, y'all. I wanna ask these few last questions. What do you gotta say to your haters?
My haters, love yourself.
That's a good one, I like that. So what do you gotta say to everybody that supports you?
Thank you so much for the support. I literally, like, I can't do it without the support because, you know, about self-doubt and whatnot. But whenever time...
Hey, that's my boy Andre out there, setting up the things. Everybody give a big shout out to Andre out there in the field, my man, out there in the field.
Hey!
Hold this, I'm see if we still recording.
Cool. You all can find me at Jasmine Ria, JasminRhia, Instagram, Twitter. I try to be off of social media for the summer just because I want to get more into the project that we're working on. But I got plenty of love for you guys on there if you want to keep in touch. And yeah, much love.
Hey, I'm here with Jasmine, y'all. You feel me? Just want to wrap it up real quick, man. So, it's your boy Cheeseburger from Cheeseburger Productions, the Dank Daddy from the Dank TV, and we out. Yeah.